using our platform, they really help in that. Good afternoon to you and good afternoon to the listeners.
Okay, so and today we begin for look at the Republic of Sierra Leone Armed Forces. I know say you've been there last week. You've been there now. You've been give how it all starts. But for viewers and listeners, we did not been get the opportunity for know about the Mayon Day, how it starts and that kind of thing. Day. So begin for a brief background as to how this day starts.
Thank you very much. As I said earlier, I'm glad you for this platform for Can't Talk to Fambulem. Last week, as you rightly say, I can't talk to Fambulem about how we get for Duam. Now I want to use this opportunity for talk to Fambulem about how we do them. Some of the lessons that we'll get, some of the interactions that we'll get. So the day itself, now one day activity, where they happen on the 18th, but we get some other activities then where they lead to that day. Normally,
well, before we go there, like more get brief background on more how did this start?
Yes.
What's it mean about this day?
So, what it bring about this day? Now, something we dated back to the Second World War in 1945, 44-45. This not been the time where Salone, we been get soldier them, we been form a battalion, we then call the Sierra Leone Regiment. We go fight the war, the Second World War. We've been there around one place we then call current Nyama, Bonaboma, then one place the war day we them in fact we then call Mayong. This Mayong place now being a strategic position where the Japanese them in hold for stop the Allied them for overrun them. So Mayong, we soldier them in then go fight in that place. They're able to pull the Japanese them from the ground and take over that place. This been mark a turning point on the Second World War, where in fact the British commander we people have been there on that way now being one general left Tottenham. They've been so happy that he write about Salone. So from where that war they happen, where we get that kind of success, victory, where people then show courage under fire, even though they pay ultimate price. Following the years then they now we be done to celebrate what we call the Mayon Day for remember them people in there. And we also been fed in Cameroon, we fed in Congo. So people have already been fed and then we fed them 2 wars, then 3 wars, and then other wars than they. We've been pay ultimate price. We've been they remember them. And where would they remember them? I mean on the 24th. Because the incident been happened at Mayong on the 24th of January. So that day be very symbolic and very important. However, over the period, we all know the 11-year war in Canna Salone. When this 11-year war come, a lot of people die. But soldiers them, they say been pay ultimate prices them. People then die, then left them families them. So, where the war done in 2002, if Fambolen can recall, President Kaba in tenure, they been end the war in 2002. When this war are done, we decide say, okay, now we get 2 occasions here for celebrate. We get the Mayong, now on the 24th of January, and then we get the war done. So the government at that time, then the Ministry of Defense and the Republic of Sierra Leone Armed Forces will be agreed say on the 18th of February every year now we will celebrate the Armed Forces Day. We don't bring together the Armed Forces, the Mayong celebration, and then this war done, the war na Salone. So what in this can do? It allow able remember people them. People then they pay the ultimate prices in all these wars and crises. Would they remember them people and they will pray for them? How we can do them? Would they get session before the 18th? Would they get sessions and, for example, would they get interfaith prayers during the interfaith? We go for going to the war grave. We go remember them and we pray for them. We also use this opportunity again for make some awards them, celebrate people them. For example, people and they now during these years or the same year, they cannot do things in a way very immaculate. They don't do things in a way in sense of sacrifice. We stand out among them company. So we celebrate them people and then we can give them awards on those days then they. So by giving them award, we think say we motivate them and we also make others go be motivated so that they go work hard. So the day is about 2 things. One, for law able commemorate, law remember people them, fallen heroes them. We pay ultimate prices. And also people then where they are alive, where they walk, and we need to appreciate them and celebrate them.
Okay, so you don't give a brief background as to how this day begin. So the day of itself, waiting be happen, waiting have been on activity system.
Well, the day itself, we've been get a couple of activities then lined up. Key among them now being one, we be done recently do a transformation, and we got a transformation agenda. We get one document we call the National Defense Policy and Strategy, where they guide this new the new leadership within our RSLAF, how they want to go forward. So from that, then we've been changed from the old command, Joint Force Command, to what we call now Tri-Service, we get Army, Navy, Air Force, and some supporting brigades them. So then brigades and they then all get colors them, then get identities them. So on that day, tradition demand that the president of the country forgo and show them colors then they and give them color then they to the various commands them. So that will be one activity. The second one, we've been going for give honors and awards, as I've been saying earlier. We give honors and awards to serving people them when as Sierra Leoneans them, and also people them will be done kind of this country, we can contribute to rewards them to that with 11-year-old, whether they can as ECOMOG or they can as UNAMSIL. So we remember them. About 6 or 7 of them will come from Nigeria, 2 from Nigeria, from Kenya, from Guinea, from United Kingdom, and United States. So we get them people and they will give them awards and they are also generals and they don't distinguish themselves, we stand out, including the CDS, where His Excellency the President been give awards. Then above all, the launching of this National Defense Policy and Strategy been very critical, whereby we see the President launch them and show them to the populace for letting us say we get for the first time in the history of Sierra Leone, for more come under the British in 1961. We need this document under the National Defense Policy and Strategy where they guide we. If somebody allow me at some stage during this discussion, I go want to throw light on how important this document is and some of the key things them honor. But 3 main things that will happen that day, then the following day, we will forget something like interaction. The interaction between the government entities, them, including the presidency, the parliament, members of government, and we people that want to do business with, we'll begin for interact at the Mayon Mess, where we'll get a cocktail party.
Okay, so you talk about the awards then, you talk about service soldiers. So who are them people there where them get the award to?
Okay, like I said, we get beaucoup people and we deserve the award, where they don't earmark for the award. But because the activity been time bound, we've been choose Sierra Leoneans, we may choose now the CDS, the Chief of Army Staff, the Chief of General Staff, the Chief of Navy Staff, Naval Staff, and the Chief of Air Staff. So on that day, we will get 5 symbolic ones we then give. But however, others day we get for give their young awards them on the latter date.
Okay, so what about, you talk about Nigerians, you talk about Kenyans, who are them people there?
Okay, the individuals then will be give the awards them on that day. It starts with somebody during UNAMSIL, if people then can recall, we been get one very important general, we been more than called General Daniel Opande. Opande have been the first commander we been can take over UNAMSIL. If we recall, General Opande been come at a time where UNAMSIL been get a critical situations, whereby, for example, we remember them in the capture peacekeepers them. So the mission been get problem, and at that time, it came at a time where the Indians them also been pull out, the Jonadian them pull out. But yet still, it came able to stabilize the situation, able to conduct and make a security environment for a successful peace building efforts, including DDR, demobilization process, whereby we see for the first time in Sierra Leone a very large number of peacekeepers or peacekeeping effort and DDR process will be very successful. So General Opande do very well, very outstanding, so we remember him. The next person we'll remember now in deputy as well, where General Martin Luther Agwai. General Martin Luther Agwai been there as the deputy force commander. Instead being come, then work together, then work as a team. Mind you, before then two been they come, we get serious crack within the UNAMSIL, as I don't say earlier. But then 2 gentlemen have been come, outstanding gentlemen them. We get accreditation we don't really perform in the peacekeeping world and bring that kind of experience and can really help we for bring the war to an end and roll out then peacekeeping, peace building efforts in there. So that's not the second man. The third person, the current chief of defense staff, Guinea. If Famble then recall, what that war been for them? The Guineans them. Now then have been the first people that we been can to rescue. Today we get problem with Yenga, but the story behind it we know when they can they be able to make some blocking force. And also they may contribute for some of who work na Daru, we all been the work na Daru, then Kandong na Kenema, and some other places then. Them the efforts where the Guinean armed forces they make have been so commendable that we think say we for award them. So that was why the chief of defense staff in Guinea, even though he been deputized by another general, they can receive that award. We also get the British we come. Now, been if we recall, Family and recall, we been get one operation on Okra Hill, what they call. We will get them boys what they call West Side boys. They may abduct some British forces then with one Sierra Leonean officer. They may conduct this operation successfully, but however, they may lost one soldier there. And we know when they can't conduct that operation, how it been free up that Okra Hill area. So, somebody like that, being the head of that team, we can conduct the operation, become, and we give him an award. The next gentleman, the Michigan National Guard, the head of the Adjutant General there, we make an award for him when a general. Instead not be able to come, but I send somebody who can receive the award. The Chief of Defense Staff in Nigeria will be another one. We all know Nigeria, in the days of ECOMOG, they may get the highest number of troops. They get high casualties, both in terms of manpower and equipment. So we appreciate them for what they can do and make the Chief of Defense Staff in person and can receive the award. So we've been getting gentlemen who can receive the award from the international front.
Okay, so quite apart from all which you don't explain so, but we can see that program they can be colorful, match pass by, then can get parade and all that kind of thing. And what in this signifies?
The military generally is full of traditions, whereby parades not just one of the tradition and events that we can do for showcase these traditions. We can find out, so when I can do parade can always colorful because as different units get different colors. In terms of dress, the Air Force get in young colors. We been get sky blue and deep blue. The Navy then get in traditional color when are white and deep navy blue. The Army been getting traditional color when are red and black. Then other units. So you find out, so by the time you put all these different colors and you organize them into bodies, when then the march pass, you see colorful display. And then they march pass with flags. These flags get different color. That is why you see. And when then they march, then they make formations as a group. So you see one group they can pass. This one group, they take the same step. They do the same hand swing. We come for presentation of the arms. They do them. So all this sequencing put together, they always make parades camp stand out unique and colorful. So that day, we've been Famble and we go witness. We've not been there for long now. We've been get a very colorful parade. We've been very outstanding and people appreciate. So most times you see some activities and they wouldn't do them. People then they even clap because of the way they see them entertaining and it look unique.
Okay, so now when we go to the recruitment, we always see when I don't put advert out for do recruitments of people away for can join the Republic of Sierra Leone Armed Forces. So tell me something about this recruitment.
Okay, thank you very much. Recruitment generally, like with any institution, you do them for many reasons. You do them for make sure say you keep your workforce going, because you get people that we can come, we need for the come, then you get the one that way they go. You get people them through wastages can go out. You also want to bring in certain skills where you don't get. You go to acquire new equipment. You don't set up new units, or you don't set out new formation. You want to bring people in. So in the RSLAF, now the same thing. The RSLAF, they transform right now. And as they transform, they expand. And as they expand, they bring in some capabilities. And with these capabilities, you need to bring people we for able for undertake training, we for able carry out, we mandate them. If we get forget vessels and boats them, you need people and for can operate them boats them. And some of these people then can be highly technical, so you need to bring technology. So we recruitment this year geared towards the same thing, bringing people we will come with skills, knowledge, skills, and attitudes. We will come, we will use them for help we for expand and help we where we acquire assets them, then we will operate and maintain the asset then. So that's in general why we recruit. But this year recruitment is very interesting. What you make them very interesting because we really target some special skills and specialty. We expand right now, as I said earlier, through this national defense policy and strategy. And with this expansion, we get new units them. With these new units, you get new equipment them, and you got to need people them for do that. This same policy is mandatory for now. We not only look at securing the territorial integrity of Sierra Leone. We also look at taking part in national development. I take for example, we health. This policy tell we for do expansion now with 34 military hospital, and we health. So by giving out this. What you ever do? We ever recruit people like the medical doctors, nurses, lab technicians, and so many. So this particular recruitment target for law bring this one. So we find out say the advert will go out, we will bring out criteria with the target specialist. And also other people that will like then traits. The one that we do tech voc. Because sometimes whilst they also look at high-end specialists them, you want to look for the middle management of people them when they tech voc what they do, so that they all can work as a team.
Okay, so when we look at you talk about specialists them like doctors, lab tech, etc., etc. So how many of them on the plan for recruit, or what are the criteria for someone to take them?
Okay, so then say we get to when are the direct entry, when are the officers them. When are specialists, where we get the other one them when are the recruits them. Let's start with the cadets them. These ones are people that will get academic and professional qualification. When are the specialists them? Then get qualification, like you mentioned the doctors, you mentioned an engineer. These are people that don't go get a degree. Limit the minimum na first degree. If you further specialize, na added advantage. But the age here we'll look at this time, we'll expand a little bit. Because we want to really bring people with experience. You know, sometimes even in civil, and they tell you, say, if you come with 5 or minimum 5 years experience or something like that. We'll see and say, by the time you bring somebody with higher qualification and more experience, in age will expand. So we'll find out, say, this time, instead of a regular 18 to 25, we'll say now this time we can extend them from 18 to 40 for the specialist. Because for let you able to with somebody who will even be a consultant, it can be somebody who don't aged. So we age bracket, we expand a little bit for accommodate this kind of specialist and where one can bring down. That is it for the specialist. And we make them clear, just like in said, 5 years experience is critical for we. So that we bring somebody who will get experience, we know they can begin taking from scratch. Because mind you, please note, in the future, we don't get some challenges with where people in the camp, they go for ask for study leave, then go study, it takes time, and they get some administrative and other challenges. So this time, we want to bring in somebody with the qualification and experience so that they will be able to fit in as soon as possible. When you go to the recruits them,
no, so when we
that
look
is for the officers.
When we still look at the
officers,
the
specialist.
The specialist. Okay. You say when they look for some experience. So what's in the experience that they look for? Probably if you're a doctor or an engineer. How many years if you don't look for? Almost what's the experience that they look for?
Well, they look for a minimum of 5 years experience.
But
working experience.
It's not going to affect the age bracket we put.
It does. Now I make the age bracket we don't raise them now to 40.
Okay.
And again, one thing I want to let listeners they understand, the raising to 40 gets with the target specific thing them. Even the applicants now on a case by case. Once you meet the 18 to 40, we look at your specialty. If you meet with a specialist, what you want. We also look at the let's take for example somebody they go out 35 to 40. Will you take that person with the 40 rather than you take the person with the 25 or the 30? Because there are two go don't get minimum for 40, sorry, minimum 5 years. But if you find out, say, this one will get a higher age and get more experience, get more exposure, and hence now that we need and that we go take.
Okay. So you can to the if one can to the other category.
Yes, one of the other ranks them.
Yes, sir.
We then we'll talk about the specialists and trades them.
Yes, sir.
Because instead then we call them tradesmen. These are people who are tech folk. Then as well, what do they look for? The most important thing are your technical qualification, your skills, and your hand-on technical training. If I don't prove unto we, and we'll go for testing on that. It's very, very important. You gotta get the skills. Because sometimes some people and they go, yes, and they get the classroom experience, but then working experience inside limited. So that is why, as part of our assessment, we go for assess them, for make sure, say, they actually get the skill and the alleged they get. Then say the age bracket, we make them the same. Then the working experience will make them the same, no change. Then say now 18 to 40, and as well 5 years working experience.
Okay, so on the look, because when it come to people with the specialist, then you don't get qualification. Probably they don't go College of Medicine,
Exactly.
or they don't go now other universities.
Engineers they don't go engineering.
Yes, and other university them, right? Then you don't get the degree.
Yes.
So what about the tradesmen? Now people away probably they sabi the job, but they don't get the qualification. They sabi the job, but they don't get paper for sure. Say they don't do that thing because some of them then it's small. They say, well, go learn so work. And then tell them the way they can go learn and by the 10 because school not right, so then they go do that kind of work there. So when they look for the paper where you don't get on the experience where the person get. What do they look for?
So one thing for clarify to the audience where we believe in is that yes, you get to get paper, yes, you get to get the skills, we get to test you. But we also believe say we shall get system in place through we AFTEC, we now with technical college. And also the units them, then get training where they can do annual training them or other training them, where they develop your skill. So you come with a skill, sometimes the skill is not skewed towards with type of equipment them and thing that they work with. So we can train you. So the foundation, we just want to make sure say somebody come with a foundation. I assure you say when we can throw out their advert here, the number of people that will apply is so boku that we get a high pool, we get a very large pool for take people with high level qualifications. So, but we can always go by waiting we don't put now, we advert, and that's what they go by. If somebody come with, like you they say, they get experience, sit down, get a formal education, we go look at in case. But what if you get people and now hundreds of them? We get waiting and get plus paper. So that is where the recruiting team get the knowledge and experience for able to choose the best and highly qualified people.
So if somebody can say in a tradesman, in a mason or in a carpenter, or a land order. So how do they prove and say this person do this work?
As part of the process, how we can do we'll get with general criteria what we can do. For example, I use this opportunity to talk about the general criteria, whereby you have a car with national, we have to prove your nationalities, and Sierra Leonean with the car with the national ID card. We have to check you say you don't get criminal record. We have to make sure say they get a height of 5'5", just for make sure we get certain height, for men them, and then we get something like 5'3" for women them. We want to get some kind of fair height. Medical fitness a key, physical fitness a key, then your general conduct a key. So back to your question. Now, the recruitment now a process. So when they can come in initially, we don't do the paperwork from the paper, the document and first then submit. We don't select. We get a buffer for make sure say even if people drop because they not meet any other health and they not meet physical fitness and other thing them, we can always get reserve. As part of that process, we get, like I said, we get qualified people already. We get school. So we get, as part of that recruitment team, we get experts then inside it, where they're able to assess you. In terms of you look at your paper, making sure that the right institution you come on. Mind you, we get tech vox institutions in Salone. Then we get in all the regions them. We also get in Ferry Junction and other places. Then we get them. Then government technical institutions then where they don't enhance and improve. So we get for check you for make sure say, for example, like you say, okay, here is this, can't do this. Practical assessment also they take place, so that we assess you for really make sure say, what you tell we, you get our skills and knowledge and attitude.
So, what about people we now the social media stuff? You get people we then they do them social media thing. Then they do them video, all that kinds in the journalists as well. Una require them.
Oh yes. If you look at, you see, mass communication, somebody who a journalist, somebody who, mind you, the office where they right now, office of spokesman, and we get PR and info, public relation info. We need them people and they for can work with you, for guide we, and for relate with the public. So another skill, background, expertise we need. So yes, we need people like that. If not that you mean.
Yes.
Okay.
So what? You don't talk all of this, but I know you talk about lawyers and all.
Well,
that.
the thing is, the list is long, very, very, very long list. I can go through, but maybe because of time. But we need. Some people can say soldier or military, the armed forces, now a place, all skills, knowledge, and attitudes they inside it. If you want banker, we get finance, we get. HR we get, CI communication information system. We need people like that. Cyber, we need people with that background. Medical, you don't say the medical field. If you go to the medical field, the different specialists. Then now they look for specialists and neurologists, others lab technician, or pharmacist. We need all that. The lawyers, yes, we need lawyers. In fact, the current policy, the same national defense policy and strategy would help with for open up. In fact, we assistant chief of defense staff, legal. Every day where we do engagement, and they try to convince the senior management how to recruit more lawyers, because they want lawyers now all the regions, all the brigades, so that some of the issues when they bring up to them, they look at another level. You understand? You go to if you go to banking and finance, we get another as part of this we defense enterprise service order established. We get endowment scheme when affiliates, when we loan and endowment scheme. We look at bringing accountants, people and we can help you how to manage the money where they bring in. So expertise we need every. If you go to Navy alone, they want engineers. They want marine engineers. They need people and where they repair the equipment. Them. We need go to civil. You go to the engineering department. We know another outfit where this policy they tell we say we for pay attention to. We they look at now taking part in bidding for contract. So there are so many of these expertise we really require. So in terms of journalism and reaching out to the public, we need all the different types of journalists we can get. We need people then for the do with news them. We need people then with the do with photograph. We do people that with the do with social media. Mind you, we need people that with the monitor with social media and guide we on how we go respond to the media.
Yes, Fambulen, the program where they listen to na Salone Tiday, where they come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. As I've been telling you inside the program, we get for talk to CDI Tunis, the National Publicity Secretary of the All People's Congress, where you can give updates about what happened yesterday at the lower level elections. Then also we go talk to Lucian Momo from the PPRC, where himself go talk about the different side where they actually do monitoring. Fambulenki members say APC party hold lower level elections yesterday when at ward level, and we see different things them na social media, and we will talk to the national publicity. We go for talk to the national publicity secretary where he will talk about the different things where they happen, how the election been there, and all that kind of thing. But Fambulen, for now, we will talk to the defense spokesman when Air Commodore Hassan Seikumba, where they tell you about the different things then, because we don't talk about different things them from the Mayonde. Now we did to the recruitment process, as Fambulenki members say, the Republic of Sierra Leone Armed Forces been pulled the adverts for people the way they want, for people where they get interest for joining the army. So all the things and we will talk about them, and we will talk about different things then also. Then get forget the Republic of Sierra Leone Armed Forces get forget a kind of chief of defense meeting. So all of them things and this. So Fambul, stay with we. Say 3, una go know all the different things them way I don't name so. So we still continue with the defense spokesman, where they talk about the different stages them of the recruitment process, where then they do right now. Yes, so you don't talk of the tradesmen,
and the specialist
and the specialists them. So more come to the other sets of people who then can call the people that can call the cadet officers. So yes, so how the recruitment process they go up for them?
Okay, so maybe let's just make a quick clarification where you talk about cadets. Generally, we get what we call direct entry cadets. When they do this time, this 9 we say a day in 2 types. That one we get the non-specialist them, and then we get the specialist them. Just now when they discuss the specialist them, we're not different people that we get. Where I even tell you say them boku. If you go to the Air Force alone, the specialists that we need people then for be pilots, engineers, we need people then for be airload masters, so many of them. So now, once we don't get a clear understanding of the specialist them for direct entry, we also get the non-specialist for the direct entry. The category where they look at people and we know they come with skills them. But however, then they come with a qualification, we know a baseline. We'll go use them for train them to what we want. So the young qualification then say you get for get first degree in whichever area we no mind. You come with this degree as your baseline, because if Fambul and go to recall before the ASLAF when they recruit people them for them kind year with people who just get 5 university entry requirement. But today the educational level of Sierra Leone, it don't so improve. We get so many graduates that we no want to go begin again take people and we get 5 WAS or university entry requirement, because some of the challenges that we'll they get from recruiting this kind of people. Now that when they come, because then see so many people get degrees now, then say one go to university for go get degree, and most times we get a policy where they show some years where you for do minimum years where you for do before you go college, but some of them they find all kind of ways for go, and they create confusion. But for go back to your point, now these people, because then they come with a degree, and some they come with some working experience, we're not too keen on that. But we want people who get degree and get age between 18 to 30 years. With the understanding that you get for work till 60 years, we still get 30 years for you. If you come age 30, you get for work for another 30 years, all being equal. And whatever qualification you come with, we'll go put you through your own formal training now, because we get career and training path where officer then can come, they put them through that. Then also we get for the other ranks them, when a direct entry recruit, when a non-specialist, then non-trade rather. These are people we then in fact we bring them down a little bit to Beke. Why it is to Beke is that we believe say from Beke we're going to send you through vocational training. Mind you, we get we own colleges now where they give tech voc training. So if you come with a foundation and requirement, where you go able to go through with tech voc training, now we colleges them, we go take you. So then now Becker certificate to the take. But their own age here, it will be between 18 and 25. Because we want them young and we're going to put them through several training. If we want you for just be an infantryman or army, we not require other specialized skill other than you normal job we do, then it's easier for put you through that pathway. But if we need for put you through technical training, then we also put you through and one like come young. So in terms of the non specialists or non-trades for both officers and the recruits them, now the difference that.
Okay, so as you stated earlier, you know if you say the requirement now don't too high for the direct entry, because considering the fact that now first degree now una they look at. So you know if you say the requirement don't too high and not to people that can get passion, so then I watch them or they get some man not can get money for go university, probably not if you say then deprived in some way or the other.
I assure you say we not the deprived people, but this decision come as a result of something that we don't happen, some challenges. A case in point is these days the RSLAF they take part by international missions, international peacekeeping. When you go into them missions and you go meet your counterparts, them, the level of exposure, the level of education, it matter. Because when you go there, if you're able to go represent you. And coupled with the pool now where exists, you get more graduates in the pool. So I think say, if I like give priority, or if I like you able help for filter, this is not a way for filter. However, some of them, I tell you what they do. We don't see because of this same age advantage, then get the university entry requirement, then they come as other ranks, then work, then go college, then take study leave and go college, and still come back and commission. So we make sure say we really consider all the before this decision was made for make clear we take university as a baseline.
Okay. We also they look at first we you talk about say una one for guide people to different career pathway, probably like a pilot and that kind of thing. But people now they say in terms of the equipment them, we not get them.
Yes, when it comes to them specialist units and achieving their mandate, we know say equipment is very critical. Personnel, in as much as personnel critical, equipment and assets they're very important. So this defense policy and strategy, it don't lay the foundation. It don't a framework. We they guide the current leadership and the RSLAV on how we go able to achieve some of their aspirations here and some of this vision. If you look at them, you find out say the policy gets the ways them how to achieve and the means, when are the resources. It come out clear, it make them clear. It mandate the CDS and team, it mandate the Chief of Army, the Chief of Navy, and the Chief of Air, and then teams them on how then go able, the approaches then with them for use, for letting them able get the means, when are the resources. So again, why you want for recruits the right person, and sometimes before you begin get the equipment, a case in point na me. There was a time that means select Tunaya, we go Egypt, we go do pilot training. For an aircraft, we be don't come, a cantinapper. We go do training, I've been in Egypt for about 1 year or 1 year some months. By the time they come back, the aircraft in condition get problem. Because the aircraft in nobody know they fly. Or you send an engineer, go do training. You want to go get the knowledge. Because engineering training, especially for an aircraft, it takes time. It takes time. So you want to select them, send them overseas, especially where we will not get local infrastructure for train, that kind of specialty. You want to send them overseas, then go get that knowledge, so that by the time you acquire the asset, you get the aircraft, or you get the boat, or you get the armor personnel carrier, or whatever equipment in this case, you don't get people that will get the knowledge and expertise. So then we don't get the baseline, the basic knowledge. So by the time you choose the specific aircraft, the specific ship, or the specific armored personnel carrier, when them people then ready for training now, then they train them to them specific thing in there. And how the best, what's not the best practice? The best practice is that anytime you buy an asset, call it ship or aircraft, in the package you get training package, then you get spares package. So the training package, then just they go give the people equipment specific training. So you need for them get training where they give them general and then later then go specialize. So that is why you see now when they do the recruitment, then when they select the people, when they give them the knowledge and training, later when they get an asset, then they do.
So when we hope for get the assets, then
the asset them are no one give you specific time, but rather I will tell you till them what they do, we go help you for getting an asset then they quick. One of them we are we don't mandatory for law going to public-private partnerships. The last time I talked about PPP, I mean, see clarity not been there in some area, but we will try for work towards getting a press release for make them clear. But public-private partnerships, now a way institution or RSLAF in this case, would they exploit using the public because the public get resources, then get expertise, then get equipment. When they can join hand with we and work with we, follow get some of their assets. One of them right now, like give an example, where na the Air Force. We get a company where they in town, when a Mike Sierra African Limited. This company again based in the US and Canada, when a Mike Sierra 760. Then they do aircraft sales, then they train pilots them, then they can join hand with institutions or government for make airbase them or for make place for operate from. So we look towards, we work towards reactivating the Hastings airfield, where in the Air Force Day right now, so that we will turn that place into a civil military airbase. For those who go recall, Hastings airfield been there before, plane then they fly into Hastings and out of Hastings. But for a very long time, the place not they fly. But the place not close it. Air Force Day right now, and we still get as one of the airports them. The International Civil Aviation Organization airport list. So we get this company, it in town, we don't sign memorandum of understanding with them for say for do strategic partnership, for get aircraft here, for the fly, for get aircraft, for get a school here, for the train. We also don't sign non-disclosure with them. We now they work towards an implementation plan. But one thing I want to make clear again to people, because in my last discussion, I see a lot of things that go around social media about some of the things that I've been saying with regarding.
Would they go there?
I will handle later, but so this one self way I want to say is that for a thing like this, as an armed forces, as an institution, when you get something like this, you want work on them. When you get the intention, you develop a concept, you therefore go to your senior management. In this case, we also don't go to Defense Council and tell them, say, we'll get this intention for make strategic partnership. Then allow they don't authorize for go ahead with them. The go ahead no means say now the thing they happen. The go ahead, what then give we? Now for work with ministries, departments, and agencies. Few among them, in this case, Ministry of Lands for the place, Ministry of Transport and Aviation, Ministry of Works for the proper waiting. So we get so many of these ministries, departments, and agencies who go for work with before this thing happen. And again, I want to let Famble know say for this one again, for clarity, process get for take place. The laws and day for Salone will govern anything and the way you want to do them. That is why we work with civil aviation, for example, airports authority, for example. I just named few, I don't want to name them all. We got for work with them all. We all agree on how we'll go about. And when the people here get for can, they get for operate charter flight. With this charter flight, then get for get all the clearance from Salone civil aviation. And also with airports authority, because any airports, anybody that operate for any airport in this country, airports authority for being involved. And civil aviation authority, when are the regulating body, then so we have to go through all the policies, processes, and procedures. And I want to come out clear again that in terms of transparency, we have to make sure say people will be kept informed. That is why, in fact, this office, if somebody can recall, the spokesman office in RSLAF, it been dormant for a long time. But we don't reactivate them because all what we get now this national defense policy and strategy. If we implement them, we need to keep the public informed. We get the public participated in them. Because, for example, if we want to do any business, public-private partnership. The more we reach out, the more me think say we'll get a better deal. So just for clarity's sake, we get these public-private partnerships as an option for able to acquire assets. We also get what we call defense engagement. Defense engagement is something where Ministry of Defense, they engage another Ministry of Defense of another country. We get so many countries when are allied to Sierra Leone. Key among them, we get United States, we get United Kingdom, we get China, we get Nigeria, we get Egypt. There's so Boku, I'm not going to name all for clarity. But then country here, some of them will get defense attaché inside the country and then they get their own defense attaché inside the country. Some of them country here will get cooperation agreement to them with a legal instrument. Each one will deal with it, we make sure say we get a proper documentation, legitimacy, we'll make sure say clarity there, we'll make sure say we engage, so that some of them, we don't see a situation where China, they don't give you vessels. In fact, most of the vessels and all they operate in this country, when ships them, now China don't give you the bigger ones. The current ones self will get, when Madam Miyoko, PB106, now Chinese government give it. So defense engagement and make that happen. So for cut long short, the third one go be this defense enterprise service will establish as an arm, another foot for able to make law they generate revenue. Again, I go want to make clarity on that. Law they generate revenue through legitimate means, through setting up the proper appropriate corporate bodies and other thing. We'll come to that later. Now, another means for law we will get assets so that we will be able to feed the Army, Navy, and Air Force in terms of capability requirement. Okay, so when they talk about the national defense policy and strategy, so what's in this document here? Thank you very much. So the national defense policy and strategy, now a document we will get for the first time in this country for more independence. We don't get other document that will be the guide way, but you know, say security dynamic, they change. As situation they change, most countries, best practice around the country, the world, then get them documents here for guide them. We say this will be don't start for work, but the current leadership able to achieve for law get them, and hence, will President be able to launch them on the 18th. This document is a comprehensive framework way for secure Sierra Leone sovereignty, in territorial integrity, and contribute to national development. I use some words in here, way for look at Sierra Leone in sovereignty, territorial integrity for make sure that it's protected. Then another one for let contribute to national development. Now a document will replace, we get one document before, where we make in 2004, where they call defense white paper. That defense white paper, they may make them for let address contemporary official threats them. But this document now don't replace that other one. One thing I want to point out, is very important. This document is aligned with the national security policy and strategy, with the Office of National Security being launched in 2024, and the medium-term national development plan, they align with them. This document is built on a strategy we get an end when I have the policy framework, you get the ways them when they approach, how you they achieve them, and you get the means when the resources them will get for need. You get a vision and you get objectives. The vision of let transform the RSLAF, let make them robust and adaptive by 2035, where they protect the national security, territorial integrity, and at the same time they ensure say stability there and contribute to national development. A guiding principle when for let improve the security for development, and they're very important. In defense objective we will achieve, we want to use this document for like guide way for how we go defeat or deter threats. Any threat come to this country. For how we go secure with maritime zone and maritime resources them. How we go maintain air surveillance. You dey begin see now Army they work, you dey begin see Navy they work, then you dey begin see Air Force they work. When they talk about air surveillance. But overarching, how we go transform RSLAF into a productive entity for law contribute to regional peace, and at the same time, law maintain a well-trained and disciplined force. That's not the key defense objective. You remember I talk about the ways them, when I've been the approaches, how would they do this one? This strategy, they look at two main ways them. One, for like contribute to security, national security. How it go do this? It go through border security, or go for the move from that traditional pegging, or to now we get technologically driven through surveillance for know what they happen. We get what we call C5 ISTA, where they look at communication, computer, look at communication, computer communication, information systems, whereby we get drones them and get other things them. We will help with a lot of people communicate better with troops them any side and knows get some situational awareness. And also they look at terrorism, where they look at terrorism within the sub-region. We all know what's in they happen. We want build capacity, we will get first responders them as well. In case like whether emergencies then can come. If we recall, Ebola been come, COVID been come. Then the other leg where this document they look at, now contributing to national development. This one is very important for la clarify to family. This side, this flag, or as a way, as a means, as a way rather. What's in they look at? One, the ARSLA for able to get be organized in a way where we're able to do agriculture for expand with army agricultural units, whereby we're able to feed ourselves. The CDS when I can listen, they talk about feeding ourselves.
And that's side the way you church show now one of very serious concern.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that now military, Salone know they at war.
Mm-hmm.
Then they give soldier man the rest.
Mm-hmm.
So why through government support, then self able for the produce rest, not even for take care of them all, but we go push somewhere small. So what we don't they do in that direction of achieve that kind of dream day?
So once this policy don't give a guidance now, don't give a framework now, or for allow we, mind you, let family and take note. We get one side will be called Kontobi. This is now for just tell us say we always get agricultural unit, small one. But this time now there's a lot of expand that need. For allow able look at large scale farming, mechanized farming. We look at rice, we look at cashew, we look at palm oil, livestock. Currently, we don't buy thousands of acres of land in Salone. We don't buy in Potloko district around Mashaka. We don't buy in Moyamba district. We don't buy in Bo. We don't buy in Kenema. We don't buy in Tonkolili, to name a few. Then land here we don't buy for multi-purpose. We buy for agriculture. We go for cover all NTI, I don't say, and also house for build low-cost housing. I'll come to that later. But for the agriculture side, we don't go buy bully lands for do mechanized agriculture. Right now, we don't begin till some of the land in there. In fact, we don't get what you call memorandum of understanding with Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security. With this memorandum of understanding, interministerial, we now able for share knowledge and experience or even share equipment them. The Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security also want to use we as a model for showcase we can able to feed ourselves, we able to take part by the Feed Salone program. But how they do it with the first focus on feeding the ARSLA? The money where government they spend for feed soldier right now, Iboku. So we work towards let we able to get them farms here. Again, this we can go through public-private partnerships them, joint ventures them. We already done they attract a lot of business outfits them. Because I want to let Famble know say this direct defense enterprise service a corporate body now where you get in your subsidiaries then a registered a fully registered with the administrative to general's office where instead of get right now for do business like any government liable you go liable for anything. And when I can go into equity and do business.
Okay. Well, we only have first, and we can for break, and after the break, we will call the National Publicity Secretary of the APC. We will call the somebody from PPIC, where then go actually explain how, or then go give updates to Fambulem, but how the lower level or the zonal level elections go on yesterday. We done the area and see some one or two things in the social media, but we'll get the National Publicity Secretary of the APC where we can explain to what's may happen. We'll get the PPRC where then self monitor the whole exercise. So Fambulen day with we for the next 1 hour, and we go get different things then way you actually need for know. But for now we go for music break, and when we come back we go talk to them people there.
Attention! This is a special dedication to Deputy Defense Minister. the Army Chief of Staff, the SLA, and to all civilians. Come on now, we go! Hello to us, Salone. I want you all to listen to this song about civil and military relationship. We can protect them all for Salone in the town. Before us came together, the better we fall and Salone. United we stand, Salone people. A special music that they play for civilian and soldier. We want love. Civilian and soldier, then we always set ties and make the country go. Because we now want people, and we all are Sierra Leone. We now go through with a each other. So therefore, love for flow, come on. So therefore, respect for flow, come on. So you wanna on myself say, this time no joke for reality. They're ready for me, friend, to see the we take them one to respect them moral. So you like it moral. So you let we give them moral. SLA, Salone soldier. SLA, Salone soldier. SLA, Salone soldier. Come on! SLA, Salone soldier. Soldier respect civilian, civilian respect soldier, civilian mind they born soldier, soldier they born civilian, but soldier twice a civilian. We don't go through without a civilian, we don't go through without soldier. If you keep yourself from soldier, in case of trouble, who that will save you? Soldier, we show them love and respect. Anytime you see soldier, if you don't get nothing from here, just be and respect them moral. Because soldier will come easy, they can't like a soldier they won't. Who does know, he know ya. Who does not know, he don't know. Soldier will come to
we study Bungu Giwi where they talk about the soldier and I know say this week we just pass so now been the day so now make we the host them and we they actually praise them for the different things that we don't do for protect we and we property them. But Fambule, as I've been telling earlier on today that we go get Tiday Tunis, the National Publicity Secretary of the APC, the All People's Congress, we go can give updates of the lower level elections that yesterday will happen. Mr. Tiday Tunis, good afternoon and welcome to the program Salone today.
Good afternoon. Thank you very much for getting me online.
Okay, so Mr. Tiday Tunis, yesterday na been on a lower level elections. So first of all, begin give me background as to this election.
Well, thank you very much. As you know, every political party get the internal democracies where they go to, whether they elect during a certain period, executive, the way they run the party at every level, from in my own case in the APC, from polling center level to ward level to constituency, district, region, national. So we be supposed for us start this process from last year, August. But of course, when we put out with rules, people then petition we. And as per the laws of this country, the PPRC Act, where people in petition, the PPRC get for handle all the petition then first, then finish, then re-gazette the rules then before ever when I allow for start the process again. So of course, PPRC be end up with their own part since the 31st of January. Friday, we start with own process. We be supposed for us start with world level elections on the 7th. But then people, the petition we again at PPRC, we PPRC we get for also call we and ask we for delay, for allow people and for get the time for verify, especially the one when our old members we may be eligible for votes, and for also allow the one we want for contest for go through the process and apply. They be asked we for give them up to the 10th of February for make them do all of that. We'll be rescheduled election for the 17th, for the 14th, when our last Saturday, last week. But because of certain things that we happen back, we'll be need for clear and certain petition the way IECB, that are the APC internal elections complaint board, we don't rule on. We decide for postpone the election to yesterday. So yesterday, the 21st, the world level elections now take place across the country. Now all the 446 wards them. Now Salone, the APC election happened the day for elect the executive them at their level then they. So now that process they will go through yesterday.
Okay, so what's have been the overall assessment of the elections will happen?
I go say overall it been very much successful. Now 95%. I go say in all of the wards that will hold elections yesterday go through successfully. Yes, we be get challenges na certain wards them. Now Western area, I think 1 or 2 wards, Ward 386 to be specific, na Godrich, Funkia. They've not been able to complete the election day because somebody go there, we try for rogue, we try for stuff ballot, they arrest them, and we be don't promise you we will make this process transparent. So any side where you key happen there or try for happen, we stop them. So that election day then get for do and back. And also in Falaba, we get challenges now 1 or 2 wards then they we then get for do the elections then they back. In Karine, I think 5 wards then they will now do where they get for do. In Kono, I think 1 or 2 wards as well. In Bombali, one side they will not ACB be don't rule on the location, so they get for look into that one they be supposed to do on today, but I think they will still get disagreement with the location, so then go get for schedule for another time. I think the same 2 or 3 wards na Poloko as well. Other than that, all the other side them complete the elections and it be successful. They say, that is why the atmosphere, yes, tension be there in a few places, but on the whole, I go say it be very peaceful. And waiting surprised me by the whole thing, Mange, we be so encouraging this Ramadan. We see yesterday, the turnout we see yesterday, it be shocking. People in common in their numbers. For take part by this election yesterday. It be time like any national election, general election. It be so much encouraging for we.
Okay, and one of una member, the Grumble say, and the symbol they use, they say they use goats, they use sheep, they use oats, and that kind of thing. They been dissatisfied with that. So nothing where una be actually agree on.
Yeah, but first of all, I don't know why make even they complain about that. I mean, Mange, first of all, no political party ever make ballots for world elections. They can normally go, they allocate numbers then to the candidates there. They go say CDI Tunis, now you get number 1, Mange, now you get number 2, so and so on and so forth. So when the people in car, if you did for Tunis, you write 1. Per piece of paper, you put that inside the box. We be feel say that one they not correct. That one they not go show transparency enough because most of the people the way they vote first of all, not to they all sabi number 1 or number 2 for writer. But when you do a ballot, you get then and the people are easily able to identify them. So if everybody don't go taking symbol, first of all, sat inside and they not waiting they talk. Then ballot paper, then they first of all will make, they're all unique to the specific districts them. So what you see in our western area, not to be able, not to be the Kenema. Boo they won't be specifically designed for Boo, Kenema specifically for Kenema. Because we have for ensure transparency. So if you don't go in a candidate, you don't choose Okada, for example, as your symbol. Then I mean they all able to identify Okada per ballot paper instead of for right one for person or two. So if you see Okada, you know, say now you want to vote for, you simply go, if you know Sabi, tick self, you go put your hand at the ink, you put hand at the box next to Okada. Or if na broom or if na lamp, as the case may be. It's far more preferable than that one or two where they allocate to people for vote. So for transparency, Naime could design that way. We know say we're not going to put all phases by the ballot paper then, because first of all, when they talk about over 6,000 people will apply at different wards them. That is one. Secondly, the time. We don't get the resources for do all and they will not be getting time set because people and they will apply up to 72 hours to the election for big candidates. So the best way, we already designed the ballot who are assigned to each candidate. So that symbol, now people can go vote for their respective candidates in a very transparent manner. So me don't know why in complain but Andy said, but let tell me one political party in this country we don't ever put face per ballot for ward elections. Now then party then. Let tell me about none. In fact, we are the first political party where if you don't design ballot papers for ward elections. No party never do one because of the cost we involve and the time we involve.
Okay, hello?
Yes, I did get you.
And also we see some few skirmishes them na social media outside and say them born one is it farm house, them boss people and all that kind of thing there. So what you go to say about that?
No, I'm not aware of any side where the boss person is. In fact, what I go tell you, yes, people and they will go for good disrupt to be they expect that day. Now that make we work with the PPRC, now that make we work with the Australian police. And I want to tell them plenty thank you. I want to tell PPRC plenty thank you. The election observer mission, they will be there. We get independent election observers, they will be there. The elections observation network, I know say they be there in some areas, PPRC be there in some areas, but the Australian police do very well for we yesterday. Some of them areas then they will be they expect them. And that is why we already be done identify the areas, then they will communicate to the police and we communicate to the PPRC. They say certain areas, then they will tension will likely happen. But on the whole, we're not going to use them few skirmishes then they for overshadow the successful score yesterday as a political party. This is now one of the most transparent election where I don't see any political party who media them be did the cover, people that be did the cover. The turnout, I don't ever see it that any lower level election for any political party, that kind of turnout was see yesterday. So yes, skirmish is happening in a few areas. We'll go wait for the official reports from the people in other areas then they. But I go tell you, say any side where somebody attempt for rig, we will catch them. We put that election there aside and we make sure say we will conduct them back. Any side where people then go disrupt the heap violence, they will interrupt the elections. When they go conduct their elections, then they back in a transparent manner and the people will get a chance for elect the ward executive the way they want. And they assure everybody in this country on that.
Okay, so also which time people and they expect the other elections then will they not take place, because as you mentioned, it's in 95%. So the 5% when people and they expect their elections then they.
Well, we get for wait first for let the IEMC certify the results, then we don't come out. They don't come out with a preliminary report yesterday. We at the secretariat go wait for them. Where they don't come with the official report, they don't give you the official results. And then we also now go work as an executive with them for schedule a time, but it not go take because we get the constituency elections the way for take place. But they one and they get for form part of the delegates and where they go votes now the constituency election. So now that make we need for complete them first. But as soon as we receive the official report and the results, then we and then go sit down and schedule time we'll go conduct the elections. Then once we agree, we'll go inform the PPRC and we'll go inform the police, and we all go make sure say them done in a transparent manner.
So, what's in the preliminary statement we come up from there? What's in the statement say for listeners them?
Well, again, overall assessment of the elections, the transparency nature of it. They also inform me about certain side and way problems that be there, and also the difficulties where they get for getting materials then to certain stations. Then they get challenges for get materials then go to certain areas. Then we delay election. Then they, and they also give assessment of some of the problems that we then get in terms of people who try for go care violence go in certain areas, people who try for attack some of their staff there and all them things. Then they
Yes, sir. Yeah, go on, sir.
yes.
Yes, sir, go on.
Yes, but overall, I mean, they self-admit say the election be peaceful in most parts of the country. And their side, the way challenges been there, they go work with the secretariat. They also warn against, people where they put out fake results. Then they ask we for patience, for wait, for let them come out with the official report and the official results, certified results from them, the IEMC.
So they're not declare nobody win at it, but we don't see people and they say now they win. Then get right for say so when
well, I don't know which people and that way they declare say they're not winner. But the fact of the matter is every candidate became agent. And also when they do the elections, they hang results now every center. So if you did at that center that day you contest, that ward day you contest, you go don't see the result. So if you're not candidates that ward day, but I don't know who that then they refer to when they declare themselves winner.
Then another thing we would they also see, would they see the different flag bearer aspirants them. This one they say in young people, well people and they say this young people 9 day before, 9 day lead, 9 day this, 9 day dandy, we don't they see them. So what did the party think of dandy?
Well, I mean, politics, all man go do their own political game for saying at the front runner. But what me go say that we they far away from flag bearer race. In fact, this election, not just the start. The side way we they begin compile delegates, we go vote na flag bearer election, not even reach it. So it go be difficult for anybody for able to determine, say this go make a win or this go put am before. But again, like I say, na politics. But I sure say every flag bearer know its strength, in terms of how the elections they are go. So whatever play to the gallery electoral.
So what's not the as we end up this interview, what's not the importance of this lower level elections, this zonal? What's not the importance of them?
It is important. This is at the beginning of the formation of the structures of the party, because these 9, they start for set the executive. But what's more important about this party, that this election, everybody when a member na APC, once you don't want year na the party, you get valid card, you don't pay all your subscription, you didn't good standing. This na the side where all man they participate. And that make you see we all win our stakeholders there. We go vote yesterday. So this not all the no more allowed for vote. No, yeah, every member of the APC we get card, we don't want year na the party, you get right for vote. That is why you saw the massive turnout yesterday of party members there. We go out for vote for their respective wards, they will side the register. So it shows you how much APC they practice inclusive democracy, inclusive participation of the members there. Man, woman, old granny, young person, we all be there out there. Flag bearer, aspirant, executive members across the board. Everybody go exercise their franchise yesterday as members of the party. So it tells you that the APC, on about we they practice the true democracy, one way inclusive, one way participatory, where they allow and encourage every member of the party for participate. Now that the country see yesterday.
Okay, thank you very, very much, Tiday Tunis, the National Publicity Secretary of the APC. Been a give update of the lower level elections yesterday. We then get, we then go pick different executive members at zonal level. Thank you very much for joining at this program. And as I've been telling you earlier on, that we try now forget the PPRC. We now actually monitor this exercise. We then go tell we about the process, how them be monitored and whether it go down well, and then they will still they wait on the PPRC. We call them for me. Them actually give an update. But as we wait for the PPIC, I'll come back to my studio guest when Air Commodore Hassan Sekumba, where they talk about the different things the different activities them na the Republic of Sierra Leone Armed Forces. And yes, back to you. You've been to explain something.
Yes, I'm going to talk about the national defense policy and strategy, where in a comprehensive framework with a guide way on how we go able to protect Sierra Leone sovereignty and territorial integrity, and above all, contribute to national development. I talk about this policy guide context where we work within. It replaced the previous 2004 Defense White Paper we been get. It aligned with the national security policy and strategy where the Office of National Security being produced in 2024, and also aligned with the medium-term national development plan. And above all, it built on a strategy framework we get what we call the ends, when are the policies them what they make, what they guide we. They get the ways them, when are the approaches them what they take. And again, it means when are the resources them. I've been talking about strategic vision and objective. Now I talk about the approaches them when are two main one them. One for let contribute to security, and then the second one for let contribute to national development. The security, I don't talk about the border security. I talk about counterterrorism. We all know what's in the happen now in the sub-region. I talk about emergency response. We talk about lessons and we learn from COVID and Ebola. Most times we are the first responders them. So we always, this policy, they shape until we say we for prepare for them, and then in case something happen, we for always be ready, since most of the time we are first responders them. They talk about maritime security as well, how we look at the blue economy, and the water will get fumbled, and I know say different papers and they out researches and they where they show say with the blue economy we get some challenges on how we secure with blue economy. But this policy document guide you on how we're able to do that, how we will get patrol vessels them, fast attack craft them, boats them, what you may talk about. We need to get assets them for able to do that. The policy also talk about air power, where we for revitalize with Air Force with surveillance airframes and surveillance aircraft them. Where these aircraft them we use them for help we for support the Army and Navy. Whose side they know they reach, we can always reach there and support them. Then cyber, we all know the cyber domain now very important. A lot of things that they happen there. So we work with the national cyber strategy as well, dovetail into that. But when you come to the second side, what I've been to talk about, we're not the national development, we're very important for let make less fumble, and we audience they understand. Now where for too long, Salone, the RSLAF, we don't take part in the security aspect. But what you will not be to do more now for contribute to national development in a higher scale.
So this time, how Unawan really contributes to national? Because we not say we not only contribute to national development,
correct?
But how Unawan for contributing as a
yes, yeah. So how we want them? We don't identify say we get in them we other country them. This idea born out of the same defense engagement we'll be talk about, whereby we don't see other armed forces then. Take the Egyptian armed forces, for example. These are armed forces, the contribution to national development is great. For the contribution to the GDP of the Egyptian government is great. The Egyptian economy is great because they don't put in structures, then systems, then whereby they get business, they get registered business, they register as any private company, but government owned. They take part in any bids, they take part in businesses with both private and public, and they accrue revenue from that, and then they use them to expand themselves, like any business, any corporate company or in a corporate world. They get subsidiaries there. We also go Tanzania, send people in Tanzania, go look at them, go Kenya, go Turkey. We don't go to so many countries. We go China. Just see how then the armed forces then they operate. Not only for provide security, but also contribute to national development. Now they will go land say, then some of them make outfits where we say we don't can make now, we call them Defense Enterprise Service. This Defense Enterprise Service, now a registered company, we get 5, at the moment right now, we get 5 subsidiary companies then, where they under them. Where these subsidiary companies then, we open them to the public, for in terms of employment, in terms of people that where they work, they civilians them. Then they, as the governing bodies them, and even the management bodies them. So there's get CEO, that inside get then managers them under them, now the different subsidiary companies them. For example, on agriculture, we get a company we registered now.
Okay. So before we go into it, I know say the military gets one kind of insurance, something like scheme.
So now one of the subsidiaries.
So that one they on a plan for open them to the public, to civilians, for make them buy shares, make themselves take part, open and then they be part of the insurance. Probably if in a loan, then the loan. Una get that kind plan there.
In the short term, I don't see it discuss yet. I don't discuss, but I don't see decision they lead to us which they say. In the short term, we want to keep them how it is. Now the military personnel then they contribute, and now then they run them. But the other subsidiaries them, then open to people investing in them. So, but in the short term, like I say, it's we not get it that way.
Una at one point, now Mr. Self Bingo cover, where una get equipment them for make wood and that kind of thing. And at some point we will understand say, I don't know if that is Wilberforce to Hill Station or they say na be military man So una get the equipment, una get that kind all day again for doam. Probably una allow other civilian outfit for CAM, for CAM,
the joint
complement
ventures, the public-private partnership or joint ventures.
Options
in there. So yes, I agree with you. And if you look at history, the RSLAF or whatever name it been get before, been get an engineering company, been get an civil engineering company, we've been to make roads. So this policy also don't say that we don't give away a framework, a mandate for law get what we call RSLAF, Industrial Engineering Company Corporation. This company therefore undertake national infrastructure projects, whether na roads, na housing. So as you rightly say, yes, we get engineering equipment them they've been gifted from China, about 80-something pieces. In fact, we've been get, and I think we still get, we know one of the companies them, we get high number of equipment them for doing construction. So we work with companies that, like I say, either in the form of joint ventures or public-private partnerships, whereby we're able to do road construction. Right now, we do road construction between Mile 91 and after Mile 91, whereby we do feeder roads. We also look forward for do asphalt roads. We are in a quota and column. We go for doing roads there as well. So yes. They look at as one of the subsidiaries them, we get an industrial engineering company where they look at undertaking national infrastructure projects, road construction and accommodation and housing rather.
So UNASEF way government probably they advertise for road for make una say go they go bid.
Yes. And the road, the feeder road they make right now, now a bid will win SLRA through competitive bidding. So will they take part? Yes.
So there is sources then the way then go they can. Waiting una go to do with them.
Well, you see, a company in financial model, the company getting financial model where how they generate revenue and how they use them. But overall, this is geared towards transforming the RSLAF. That proceeds from this therefore be plugged back into the system for get the companies going and also do corporate social responsibility or the likes of corporate social responsibility where it will be plowed back into the public to RSLAF.
Okay, so now more when we come to housing, we now one key thing. So waiting una don't they do when it comes to housing?
So as part of this same engineering thing we talk about, we look at housing. This policy here we look at affordable housing. We also look at quarters them where personnel them for be accommodated in. Earlier I've been talking say RSLAF don't acquire large portions of land and many areas in the Salone are called key districts them. I call Potloko, Mashaka area, I call Moyamba, I call Kenema, I call Bo, I call Tonkolili. Some of these lands are for agriculture, others are for housing, whether na barracks or affordable housing, whereby people, RSLAF or the country, go able to get houses and then buy. This as well, we do public-private partnership with this. I want to let Fambole understand, say, I just want to make something clear again for clarity, that all of these things that we do, we get certain things them with paramount, we the pay premium to. One, legal instrument, within the laws then of Salone say, if we want to do then kind here. Two, the processes and procedures that we will follow, we also law prescribe or we policies then prescribe, we follow the one a day. Transparency and accountability is all very important, and that is why, in fact, this office now, we're at the office of the defense spokesman, it don't stood up and with try to develop strategy and make them very proactive in reaching out to the people, let people know what thing we do, just for make we transparent. And above all, collaboration and cooperation with ministries, departments, and agencies there, as well as with partners them who we want to do business with. So whatever we do, we got to seek the right approval, we got to look at the right instrument, then and we will follow the due processes then. So, but back to how the housing scheme. Accommodation, now trouble now RSLAF. I go tell you, say, I think I don't say an additional program in a sister program, that when we don't look at the entire RSLAF, now about 30% now they accommodated in the barracks. And even these barracks, then they make some of them makeshift buildings, them, the conditions are very bad. Some of them don't go to barracks, then una go see for ourselves. So with this being a challenge, it don't make clear this administration see how can we properly house the soldier them. We all know the benefits if we're able to house all the soldier them. We're able to use them when we want. We're able to look after them welfare. We're able to achieve administrative and operational issues them. So this never happen. Again, we never reach out to people them for let them can invest it we how we go make this happen. A lot of things that they go on now. And though some of them are initial stage today, we know actually finalize with them, to not get final people there. But if we get for do anything and they, like I said, whether in a bidding process, whether in an advert, the details are not going to go into all the details now, but we have to follow everything with the laws of surveillance. Whether in an NPPA guidelines, we have to secure all anything and they. We know say some of them here because involve ministries, departments, and agencies them. We have to need cabinet approval. We have to get all their approval and they. Because we have to go to parliament for get parliamentary approval. We have to go to all anything and they. So for clarity, let people then just understand. But this wicked problem na RSLAF, na accommodation.
But una been get one say una been say people where soldier man they build for themselves and that kind of thing. They don't they make use of that kind of structure there?
Well, the Pebble initiative na be a very good initiative, I can assure Fambolem. But how it be implemented na be a challenge. One Pebble initiative come at a time, the funding, the one that we provide the funds, we have been the International Military Advisory Training Team at that time, IMAT, them may get their own condition. Say, you pay the piper and you determine the kind of music. So now them may determine saying that kind of house. But it be people you get advantage and disadvantage. People let me cry them out a lot because we've been using military personnel. Then they go dig that dirty. They make the block, they make the clay, then build the house. So it may affect them. And the level where them go attain is not a problem. But we think say this time, yes, we go for use with personnel. In fact, some of the things them way I go say where we don't consider. Now for go buy machines where they make high volumes of blocks or high numbers of blocks in a short time, so that once we start them projects here, we'll be able to make our own blocks them. Mind you, we'll get machines there now. We'll be able to go get granite. We'll be able to go get sand at a minimal cost. We process them here and start the work. But once the decisions are made, the approvals are made, we do the right consultation, we get the partners them, we get the ministries, departments, and agencies them involved. For example, we get for involved Ministry of Works, Ministry of Lands. Once we get all them people here involved, we all they on the same page. The public is informed. We get green light. Where they roll out here, they make people know. But what's important on the agenda, the welfare of we soldier them. Where this my own day, try for bring out member soldiers them where they pay the ultimate price, and how for look at them welfare. We get for make sure say we accommodate the soldier them. Trust me, you ask any soldier on the street, in terms of imperations them, if he lists them, I will tell you say accommodation go there among. So we look at ways them for make clear we able to achieve that.
And another thing we probably we clarification go one day, we about the Juba sales and all that kinds of things. So what thing they happen?
Well, I'll not say sometimes when we can kind of the media are so happy we able to get this kind of response from the public. Well, sometimes you can't sit down in your office, you know exactly how you go carry out certain activities. In my last discussion, I've been talking about Juba Barracks as one of the ways or one of the things the giving up of Juba Barracks, or the transforming of Juba Barracks, repurposing of Juba Barracks. I want to be careful with the words there again so that people go understand. The repurposing of Juba Barracks for allow people get accommodation for the personnel. I make it clear about the same 30% of people we house within their staff and one house more. The Juba Barracks itself, where you look at the time where they build Juba Barracks, they've been there at the outskirts of Freetown. In terms of situation for security and other things, we don't consider. So we think, say, Juba, yes, we can say that again. It's not a prime land. And prime land, if you go UK and other countries, they don't get prime land then. Prime land, what they give up? Yes. And the reason why they go do that. But we own reason, now because we don't acquire land na Mashaka, and this land we acquire na Mashaka is so vast, we're able to put many things inside there, whether na social amenities, schools, hospitals, accommodation, offices. You can able to put all that in one location. And when it comes to command and control, when it comes to accessing your personnel them, when it comes to a reaction to operation and exercises them, you get them all readily available in one location. But if you look at Juba now, 20 buildings, they accommodate more people. You get a lot of people. But we think, say, if we transform that place, we can able to get something from there where we go able to build like Namashaka. In that discussion, I've been talking about options. I've been talking about public-private partnership. Some people, I know the audience, they're able to listen to the entire interview, but some of them they're not listening to the entire interview. So what in them mean they look at now the sales. But sales are just one option. Other options been there when a lease. We also get another option when at the public-private partnership or partial redevelopment. So all the options they on the floor for Juba. And again, I've been talking about Defense Council approval. I want to let my audience know, say, in every institution like the armed forces, if you want to do a major thing like this, you got to seek approval. But in our case, the first approval we will seek, now that we want to do them with options. Then give we approval for work with ministries, departments, and agencies, collaboration, look at legal instruments, all NTI I don't mention. Look at the processes, especially the NPPA. We make sure so we're transparent and accountability. But that day, I not get a chance for explain all this. But today, I think I get an opportunity now for can make clarity to this. That replace no sell it. Selling are just one option. Lease option day, public-private partnership day, and then partial development option day.
So which one are the partial development option?
Partial development option, we will get somebody who can say, okay, I'm not going to take all this place, but I go make this one side. I go develop this side. For example, Usai sometimes just the, mind you, we'll get engineering, we workshop day. We get we quarters the day. We can say, okay, we keep somebody get somebody can say, okay, that workshop, and they upgrade onto state of the art workshop. We go keep on there. Somebody go come and say, okay, then blocks here, we go transform them for make them sky-rising building for long soldier than day, but condition then come a whole lot of things in there. Whilst you get another one where we go move them, we carry them go Mashaka, we go build everything beyond what they even get yonder as an option.
So you mean to say this conversation, the audience being taken out of context?
Well, probably I'm not gonna say then taken out of context, because sometimes when you say something where people don't understand, then go express themselves how they understand them. It left with me for make clarity. For me, what's more important than the clarity? It's not about where they are coming from. It's about some of them you look at a genuine. Some people make something that we genuine. In fact, I go assure you, Maggie, what in this thing don't achieve, it don't make we follow able look at the thing from different perspectives. And they assure you, by the time we agree on what we get for do, we go inform the public, and the public will know say yes, indeed, this will do now in the interest of the ARSLAV, in the interest of the welfare of the soldiers. It's about a plan for modernize and for do replacement. If we go for do anything, now modernization how they look at. We want to bring something where they make soldiers and life better. People go ask if the transition necessary. Yes, I go tell you say yes. Because waiting this the current state of that place, waiting it provide. And if we move to another location with better facilities, you go build better houses. You know, sometimes you can say, let people go see. But something that people say about it will create a whole lot of discussion. Because people are living in a situation where some people, if they see about it, will create different perceptions. So that is why we want to move with people. Mind you, this whole thing they come out from the legacy of my own, where people and they pay ultimate prices for this country. And then people here them for be looked after. And one of the ways that way you go look after them now for look after their welfare. And if you look after them welfare, you get to look at who side and the slave, who side and the left and family. Imagine we get soldiers then they younger right now. How the condition they under, nobody not go understand. Now they no more understand. If something they happen yonder, right now we're not trouble. That soldier not for run away for can look after his family. It's supposed for sit down there because a habop say if families are looked after in Freetown. The under we come out from Freetown. It's say yonder a habop say if something happen, people and they will go support them. So that is why we look at this thing from that broader perspective. We're not the soldier in welfare. We want left family that really understand this.
Okay, so when we look at the 25% we presidents be add per salary. So how I welcome that news day?
Mange, that's a welcome idea. I will tell you, say, this 17th Armed Forces Day, now a proud moment for we. It make we proud. We're able to display the evolution of ARSLAV from Usa Ubinde to Usa Udonkam. But when President announced that 25%, you hear the jubilation, the gladdy way people gladdy. Why make people gladdy? It's not about the number. But this is not something when a lifeline for we, because it make we follow we serve better. We believe say the people of Sierra Leone, they appreciate we, they regard we. And that is why no less a person than the president himself make that proclamation and announcement. We really appreciate them. It don't strengthen with morale. Right now, the morale is high. But where April get for come, I want to ask question. I go like for take part in a discussion after April. We go see where that they don't receive them. How it get for tell on their lives, their families. Today, even with that day we're gonna host, we left them with well wishes there. They ask me. Some don't begin asking now how they use this. That tells you how they look forward for a thing like that and the kind of situation they're in, they live in. But what thing this don't achieve, my brother, it don't strengthen with morale, it don't make the RSLAF more capable for law able work for God this nation in peace.
So this,
would it tell the people of Sierra Leone thank you for whether accept this and understand?
so now April it take effect.
Yes, please.
Okay, so when we look at the last aspect of this discussion before we call it a day, and now we see when I get conference, when a Chief of Defense Staff conference. So tell me about this conference. What it about?
Well, this conference, ECOWAS, one of the Economic Community of West African States. You know, the world, how we organize, we get UN, and under UN, we get then regional bodies here, AU Day, ECOWAS Day for West Africa, whereby then they come out and they formulate frameworks them for guide how and they take care of governments and governance at the regions and the sub-region in this context. And as part of that, a whole lot of architecture there for ECOWAS. As part of that architecture, we get a peace and security outfit. This peace and security outfit, now they, the standby force there, when are they, the Chiefs of Defense Staff, Committee of Chief of Defense Staff, then 4, whereby they can meet and discuss defense and security issues them, where they can advise them political masters them. So this organization don't they meet severally. In fact, the meeting I had at the 44th meeting, whereby they go for come and discuss issues them, security issues them, where I now go into detail of them. But these security issues, it can come out from when the presidents can meet or the foreign ministers can meet, security issues and they come out. We all know what they happen at the Sahel. When their issues here come up, then when are the subject matter experts on security issues them, they can discuss them. So this meeting, you go ask, why did the whole and Salone? Now because recently, a family member, we own president now, and they're in charge of the authority of heads of state of ECOWAS. So, and by their own organization and agreement them, if somebody now they head them, now in country now in the lead in some of the things them. So for the military arm, the defense arm, when are the chief of defense staff them, we own chief of defense staff, now the current chairman. And if you be chairman, now you own country, now for host them. The police themselves, now we own the IG, now chairman. If you go parliament, we own speaker as well, or we own parliament, and then currently. So now so this the thing there. When you go even to the AG, so the structure here is as such that we own president, now in the head, the authorities of heads of state. Then the military now, the police, the legal, the parliament, the leadership can always do it. That is why we hold this. So in fact, some of them don't begin concept now. So from tomorrow now to the 28th, we're going to see chiefs of defense staff them, where they come up from the ECOWAS countries them. We're not too sure of the AES. With Fambol and go recall some way this could be happen in Burkina Faso, Mali, and waiting them come together and form an alliance. But some of them, ECOWAS invite them for let them can be partners, let them can be like let them just come see the thing instead of taking part. Why they do that? Even if there is a problem at the political level, at the military level, we will maintain some kind of coordination and collaboration, some kind of networking, so that by the time the political masters and they resolve, we'll not just continue.
So now, how much of them will they talk about? So,
we all know say ECOWAS get about 16, but out of these 16, I'm not able to confirm the exact number they will come. I can able to give you that figure later.
So that how many days then they can do?
Well, then therefore they are between now till to the 28th, where then some of them will go back.
Okay, and so we don't see also the appointment. They say, like which we been just explained. So now we get the chief of staff now. So now the AXLAF, I wanna welcome that news there.
For now, we get ARSLAF with Chief of Defense Staff as the chairman. Now, another welcome news. Because it gives you an opportunity. Let's tell you the opportunities that we give you. In many, but I just name few. Now, the center stage, the international realm, it don't put ARSLAF. Because for we Chief of Defense Staff can chair. Let other CDS then come. If you be chairman, yes, we know say policies, process and procedures and day for them meetings and day. But for like be chairman by any organization, you able to influence certain thing. Your presence alone day, it means a lot. And for like you able to chair over certain decisions them, you can able to influence them. And mind you, we work for we own government and we president. So some of we in aspirations them, it go easier for the chairman of that security outfit for let we get them and able to achieve within we political masters they want.
Okay, we still there now this ECOWAS meeting where the can happen because as I say, one time in day we see na social media that one of our colleague himself they say he gets some appointment. What's that appointment day?
Thank you very much. That appointment na chief of staff, the ECOWAS standby force. So we talk about Brigadier General Suleiman Sheikh Massakoy. This appointment is very a pivotal because as you are aware, when they say this person is chief of staff now any institution, now they pull in all the other staff them and they coordinate their activities them. So for a Sierra Leonean and from we own armed forces, be chief of staff, now this outfit, I think it will bring a lot of benefits or it will put you in a certain stage. It will make the CDS in aspiration, in being the chairman, for able to discuss issues and how it's them. It will able to be we own mouthpiece there. If CDS get issues them we want pass quickly, you can able to access them quickly and then pass on to them. And something that they happen the way a need for bring to the CDS or we own government in knowledge or His Excellency in knowledge, this could be a conduit for bring them. So if you get an institution like that and you get somebody who they play that kind critical role, I think say it will make you administration and operational issues and very easy and safe landing.
So what thing would be in your role?
So in your role therefore be for coordinate activities of the standby force and the ECOWAS Secretariat for the day and they influence most of the security issues them there.
So what are you overall assessment when it comes to security at the sub-region?
So security in the sub-region a kind of challenging. We get a lot of threats and we indirectly they affect Salone, directly they affect the sub-region. We see what they happen in Nigeria, we see what they happen in Burkina Faso, Mali, we groups them, armed groups them and terrorist groups and they attack them, people them, then they cause problem. And once you get any kind of problem there in the sub-region, you find out say they undermine the security. They undermine how people then they carry out their normal lives them. They affect political process system. And these days, terrorism, if you look at Africa as a whole, the epicenter for terrorism and then problems here, now West Africa. This is not good for we sub-region. And terrorism, my brother and my listeners, it in such a way now that boundary not open now. Even though we there, we feel the pinch. And waiting with the fear for and where we make we do all the transformation here, they review all them with policies here, we look at after with personnel and the welfare and other things. Now for make sure say we prepare just in case something happen. Guinea and just the shield we will from the other countries then, especially Mali. So the sub-region, the kind of challenging with security issues and a lot of threats and the transnational crime day, with the see the traffic people them, with the see youths them, we are the future leaders of tomorrow. Would they see them, they left here, then they say, then they go temple run. Some of them, they go, then they go die. Some of them, then they go because they need for survive. Then they use them as part of, now, in fact, now a breeding ground for them terrorists here. You know, if somebody don't come where I go, you want to go Europe, you're not able to go, they see opportunity, then they give them opportunity through that, then they brainwash them. Then they use them. So you never know. We get a large number of Sierra Leoneans then now into them thing. Then it will surprise you for no Sierra Leoneans and go there and there. Now only they not get the convenient, the appropriate time for Kaya. So very be careful, very much aware of that. What they do national threats assessment through the Office of National Security every year for know the threat level and how we could deal with them.
Okay, so yes, as we round up this program, because this is still very important about on our activities when it comes to the agricultural sector. So for now, when I get any side, when I don't begin work small, and for be part of President's in vision of Fit Salone.
Yes. So yes, we currently in agriculture we look at two main things. You remember I've been talking about cashew and rice. We don't plant large quantity of cashew now. We target 1,000 acre at the end of this year. We even target about 5 to 10,000 in the next couple of years. So the cashew, we do on top of that. We don't do planting. We've been late for plant last year, but this year we don't come back on track. We try to achieve the numbers. Then the rice as well. We around our Tonkolili area, we get so many places where we work towards. We don't begin even for till. We don't work with, as I've been saying earlier, the Ministry of Agriculture. We'll get tractors them. RSLAF as well, we try for we own tractors them. We don't hire tractors them. That tells you how we want to go to mechanize. We look at irrigation so that it will be a continuous process whereby what we don't harvest, we're still able, once we get irrigation, we'll be able to continue for the plant and then harvest.
So now, we said that the different side that we not only identify for do on agricultural projects.
So we don't target 5 major districts. But west side we don't start with local. We get the cashew day. When you go to Tonkolili as well, we get places them. We don't do.
Okay. Fambulem, we look at different things them, so we get so what about as we round up, what you would say to the soldier man them as we round up the armed forces day, the different things that president they do, the different things that we wanna do as leadership, whose assurance you will give to na soldier man them before the end?
The assurance what they give to them, I for tell them say the people of Sierra Leone to the president appreciate we. The vivid example, clarity on that is the increment we don't do for GI. And this policy we don't launch so. We don't set the stage for how we transform our staff. Lord look after their welfare. Lord create training opportunities for them. Lord make sure so they get equipment them, asset them for work. For make sure so they get barracks. For make sure say our staff able get an investment wing or able get an enterprise wing where you go able to do business like a corporate body and bring revenue. And also the peacekeeping. One thing we're not been talk about peacekeeping right now in Haiti, they don't give you some assurance or they don't give you slots for us send 2 companies. With these 2 companies, we ever bring about sending about 600 or we get for prepare 900 people because we send 300 go there in training and other. So we look at sending a large number to Haiti. But this just tell you say this leadership they do a lot.
Okay. So before so what about una don't they do peacekeeping na different areas? So what's not happen with them?
So the peacekeeping effort we've been starting very well. They've been get some challenge, but it always there on track. We don't try forget equipment them. You know, peacekeeping you get huge investment. You get to look at equipment and especially the major equipment that we for cargo. So again, we don't dey reach out for get equipment them. We get some equipment in Cameroon right now where AU don't give we them for bring them. We get others where US, the embassy in Nairobi don't give to we. So in terms of percentage, we don't dey go think about 70-80% of equipment them. So once we get the equipment, and that is why recently we get a UN team we can access with preparedness level and can look at we capability what we don't say we get, and when they go then write good about we, then don't lead to this slots and what they don't give it. So we bring them back on track, and we make sure say this time we gather them and make sure say the challenges that we get we able to overcome them. We don't learn from them challenges that day, and we go make them better.
Okay, thank you very, very much. Now we go draw the curtains for today's program, Salone Tiday. We come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. And we say plenty thank you to people who they put on for me this program be a success. Fatmata Samura, we make you see we live, and DJ Caps we been there behind the machine. We na the technician. We get Cherno Jallo and Michael Sambola, the executive producer, and Cherno Jallo, we they help produce this program. Me we present the program in name Namange Bansari. Stay tuned, we go bring you come an interesting topic next week. Same time. We go Salone Tiday back go come to you very interesting topics them we will bring canto now or that will get interest for actually listen to. Well, me we present the program in name Namange Bansari until next week Sunday. Naya will draw the curtains for today's program.
May we pledge with love and loyalty to a country Sierra Leone. Let we come together, let we walk as one for the better of Salone.
I like for listen Salone Tiday every Sunday because they bring out the issue we get for do with salon development.
We not remove the machines. We not cut the cables. We not move the poles. The infrastructure then they.
What you be don't produce for this country as at the time when the left power will go into elections. Now be 99 megawatts, not even up to 100. We mean say out of the 1,000 megawatt we will promise, not even 10% will not be able to generate.
As far as we see alone and they know, we don't concern for ensuring certain things the way Saloma need like electricity. We not for even give me a chance or not cry for them.
Well, now then kind discussion can be every Sunday. Now the program Salone Tiday, where Radio Democracy they bring to you with different issues them. We get to deal with security, policy, the economy, environment, and plenty other one them. Once it concerns national development. So listen Salone Tiday every Sunday from 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock after.